Hey everyone, and welcome back to Talk English to Me. I'm 𝗘𝗽𝗏, and as always, I'm joined by the awesome Santa.
Hey everyone! Today we've got a topic that everyone can relate to, cleaning the house. Who hasn't had to do some house cleaning, right? We're going to dive into how to talk about this in English and share some tips to make cleaning a bit more fun.
Exactly. Whether you're sprucing up your living room or organizing your kitchen, this episode is for you. So let's get started.
Okay, so you guys sent in something pretty interesting. I gotta say, this time it's this YouTube transcript from the English Podcast Zone.
Okay.
And it's episode 146. And get this, it's all about cleaning the house.
Cleaning the house. Okay.
Yeah, at first I thought, well, this is going to be, good for just picking up some, English vocabulary, which it is.
Yeah.
But then I thought, there's got to be more to this, right? Like,
Yeah, definitely.
cleaning the house is something everybody does all over the world. It's a universal thing.
Absolutely. It's such a fundamental part of daily life.
So we're going to take a deep dive,
Okay.
We're going to go beyond just the words themselves and really look at what this tells us about how we live, how we communicate, maybe even our well-being.
I love that because you know what it is? It's like this everyday thing, right? Cleaning your house. It's almost like a window into how we are as people, how we interact with our spaces and each other.
Exactly. And the transcript starts off right away with a phrase I think we can all relate to, such a mess.
Oh, yeah.
It's like that feeling when you walk into a room and you're just like, oh my goodness.
It's so evocative, right?
Totally. They describe it as, things being disorganized and dirty, like when you've got clothes and shoes just, thrown all over the place.
Yeah, we've all been there, haven't we?
I know, I have, for sure.
And then right after that, they go into chores, which, are those regular tasks that we do around the house, like laundry, making the bed, taking out the garbage, the never-ending list.
Yes, the stuff that just keeps coming back.
And you know what I thought was really interesting is that the host in the transcript actually mentions chopping wood as a childhood chore.
Chopping wood. Wow.
Yeah, can you imagine that was like their regular chore?
That puts my dusting duties to shame.
Right. It makes you think about how different everyone's experience is with these kinds of responsibilities, depending on where they grew up, what their family's like.
It really does. Like, chores can mean totally different things to different people.
Absolutely. And then we get into the language takeaway section, which I always find helpful. They break down some more words for us.
Right.
So we have tidy up, which is that act of, putting things back in their place, creating a bit more order out of the chaos.
Oh, okay, so it's like the first step, right? You're not necessarily getting everything spotless, but you're at least making it less of a disaster.
Exactly. It's that in-between stage.
And then they give us spotless, which is that, truly clean state, like no dirt, no grime, nothing out of place.
Yeah, the ideal.
And, they also point out the difference between mall and shopping center.
Ah, yes, that classic American versus British English distinction.
You always got to watch out for those.
It's a good reminder that even when we're talking about the same concept, the words we use can vary depending on where we're from.
It's all connected, right? Like, you can't really talk about cleaning without having these basic words to describe what you're doing and what you're aiming for.
Absolutely. It's the foundation of the conversation.
Then the transcript moves on to the putting it together section, and they focus on the word groceries, which is basically all the food and stuff you get at the supermarket.
Right, the essentials.
They give some really useful examples, too, like, no milk, can you go to the grocery store? Or, here's the grocery list.
It's like a little snapshot of how those words are used in everyday conversation.
And what's interesting is they also talk about how some people say grocery store while others say supermarket.
Yeah, and apparently it can even vary within a country like between America and Canada.
It just goes to show you that language is always changing and evolving.
For sure, it's dynamic.
Then we get to the fluency builder part, which is where they really dig into the practical side of things. Like, how do you actually talk about chores in real life?
I love this part because it's all about those little phrases that make you sound more natural and fluent.
Right. So they start with, I'm in the middle of something right now, which is a way to say you're busy when someone asks for help with cleaning, but it's a bit softer than just saying no.
It's definitely more polite, right? It acknowledges the request, but it also explains why you can't help at that exact moment.
It's like you're saying, hey, I'm with you in spirit, but I can't drop everything right this second.
Exactly. And they also give us, I'll be there in a second, which is, a more casual way of saying, I'll be there soon.
Oh, yeah, that's one I use all the time.
It's so common, right? But it's important to know how to use it correctly because it can make you sound more like a native speaker.
And then they give this really interesting example. Why don't you clean the floors and I'll go to the supermarket?
Oh, that's a good one.
It's like a suggestion, right? Rather than a direct command.
It's much more collaborative and respectful. It's like you're giving the other person a choice.
Instead of just barking orders.
Exactly. And they contrast that with more direct questions like, can you sweep the floor? Or could you sweep the floor?
It's all about how you phrase it, right?
It really is. Those subtle differences can make a big impact.
So then we get to the actual dialogue in the transcript, and it's this little scene between a couple who are getting ready for guests.
Oh, well, I remember this part.
They're trying to divide up all the cleaning tasks. You know, one person's going to do the dishes and the groceries while the other one sweeps, mops, and dusts.
It's such a relatable scenario, right? We've all been there negotiating who does what.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And then, of course, there's that moment where the vacuum cleaner explodes.
Oh my gosh, that was hilarious.
It was so funny, and it actually leads to a little language lesson about how Americans use the word vacuum as a verb.
Whereas in British English, they tend to say Hoover.
Even though Hoover is actually a brand name, right?
It's kind of like how we say Kleenex for tissues.
Totally. It's fascinating how brand names can become so ingrained in our language.
And you know what else they talk about in the dialogue? The whole idea of how the division of household chores has changed over time.
Oh, yeah, that's a big one.
Like they mention how traditionally it was often the father who took out the garbage, but now it's becoming much more common for couples to share those responsibilities equally.
Or even for the husband to be the main person who does the cleaning.
Right, the whole concept of the house husband is becoming more and more accepted.
It's interesting how even something as simple as cleaning can reflect these broader societal changes.
It really does highlight how our ideas about gender roles in domestic life are evolving.
Okay, so we've talked about the language and the communication aspects, but the transcript also goes into the importance of cleaning the house. And this is where it gets really interesting.
I agree. It goes beyond just the practicalities.
So they lay out 5 key reasons why cleaning is so essential. And the first one is health benefits.
Right, because let's face it, a clean house is a healthier house.
Exactly. When you get rid of all that dust and dirt and grime, you're actually reducing allergens and asthma triggers and, just generally making it less likely for germs to spread.
It's like you're creating a safer environment for yourself and your family.
And then the second reason is mental well-being.
Oh, this is a big one for me personally.
Me too. I know that when my surroundings are clean and tidy, I just feel so much calmer and more relaxed.
There's definitely a connection between our physical space and our mental state.
For sure, like clutter and mess can actually increase stress and anxiety.
Whereas a clean and organized environment can promote feelings of peace and well-being.
It's like cleaning your house is also cleaning your mind.
I love that analogy.
And then the third reason is better organization.
Oh yeah, because when you clean, you're naturally going to be putting things back in their place.
Right, which makes it so much easier to find what you need when you need it.
It saves you time and frustration.
Totally. Who hasn't spent like 20 minutes searching for their keys or their phone?
It's the worst.
And a clean and organized house just makes everything run more smoothly.
Absolutely. It's like a well-oiled machine.
The fourth reason is respect and hospitality.
Okay, this is an interesting one.
It's like when you have a clean house, it shows that you care about your space and you respect yourself, and you also respect anyone who might come to visit.
It makes guests feel more welcome.
Right. It's like you're saying, hey, I'm putting in the effort to make this a nice place for you to be.
It's a sign of consideration.
And then the final reason, and this is a really important one, is safety.
Oh yeah, safety first.
A messy or dirty house can actually be dangerous. Things lying around can cause trips and falls.
And if you have kids or pets, it's even more important to keep things clean and clear.
Absolutely.
You know,
So cleaning is not just about aesthetics. It's about creating a safe and healthy environment for everyone.
it's an investment in your well-being.
So the transcript does a great job of explaining why cleaning is so important. But then they go a step further and give us some practical strategies for how to actually clean effectively.
This is where it gets really helpful.
So the first tip is to make a plan.
Okay, that makes sense.
Like before you even start cleaning, take a few minutes to think about what needs to be done, what's most important, and break down big tasks into smaller, more manageable steps.
It's like creating a roadmap for your cleaning,
Exactly. And it can make the whole process feel less overwhelming.
especially if you're dealing with a really messy house.
The second tip is to gather all your cleaning tools before you start.
That's a good one. I hate it when I'm in the middle of cleaning and I have to stop to go find something.
Me too. It's so disruptive. So the idea is to get everything you need, Like your broom, your mop, your cleaning solutions, your trash bags all in one place before you even begin.
It makes the whole process so much more efficient.
The third tip is to clean one room at a time.
Okay, I like this approach.
It helps you stay focused and you can really see your progress as you go.
It's so satisfying to finish one room and then move on to the next.
And you can start with the room that needs the most attention, just to get it out of the way.
The fourth tip is to clean from top to bottom.
This one's all about logic, right?
Make the most of gravity.
Exactly. So you start with things like dusting shelves and cleaning windows, and then you work your way down to wiping furniture and finally cleaning the floor.
That way, any dust or dirt that falls down will get cleaned up at the end.
It just makes sense.
It's all about working smarter, not harder.
The fifth tip, and this is a big one, is to declutter.
Oh yes, decluttering is key.
It's all about getting rid of anything you don't need or use anymore, like old clothes or papers or broken items.
It can be hard to let go of stuff,
Yeah.
but it's so freeing once you do.
And it makes a huge difference in how clean your house feels.
Even if you've done all the other cleaning, if you're still surrounded by clutter, it's not going to feel truly clean.
So decluttering is an essential part of the process.
It's like creating space for yourself both physically and mentally.
The sixth tip is to set a cleaning schedule.
Consistency is key.
Exactly. It's all about making cleaning a regular habit rather than something you only do when you're totally overwhelmed.
Like having a set day for laundry or a specific time each week to vacuum.
It just makes it easier to stay on top of things.
And it prevents those big cleaning marathons that can be so exhausting.
And then the final tip is to involve everyone who lives in the house.
Oh, this is a good one.
It's all about sharing the responsibility and making it a team effort.
Because cleaning shouldn't just fall on one person's shoulders.
Right. It's a shared living space, so everyone should contribute to keeping it clean.
And it can actually be kind of fun to clean together. Put on some music and make it a social activity.
So those are the 7 strategies for effective cleaning. But the transcript also gives us a little more guidance by highlighting 6 key areas to focus on.
Okay, I'm all ears.
So they start with the kitchen, which is, the heart of the home. And they mention things like cleaning the stove and the counters and the sink and the fridge and, of course, taking out the trash.
It's the place where we prepare food, so it's super important to keep it clean and sanitary.
Then they move on to the bathroom, which is another high-traffic area, and they talk about cleaning the toilet and the sink and the shower and using disinfectant to kill germs.
Hygiene is key in the bathroom.
Absolutely. And then there's the living room, which is all about tidying up the furniture, vacuuming or sweeping the floor, and generally making it a comfortable and inviting space.
It's where we relax and entertain guests, so it's important to keep it looking its best.
Then we have the bedroom, which is all about putting away clothes and keeping the floor clear.
A tidy bedroom can really promote a sense of calm and relaxation.
It's your sanctuary.
Exactly. And then they also mention windows and doors, which can get surprisingly dirty.
Especially if you live in a city or near a busy road.
And finally, they talk about outdoor areas like patios and balconies.
It's all about extending that sense of cleanliness and order to your entire living space.
It's amazing how much thought and detail goes into creating a truly clean and well-maintained home.
And then to wrap things up, the transcript has a vocabulary review section, which I always appreciate.
It's a great way to reinforce everything you've learned.
They go back through all those key terms we talked about, like such a mess and tidy up and spotless and chores and groceries. And they even give some example sentences to show how to use them in context.
It's like a little mini lesson within a lesson.
And they also include some other useful words like immaculate, which means perfectly clean, and do the laundry, and dish detergent. And they even go into the different ways to say trash, like garbage and rubbish.
It's really comprehensive.
So as we come to the end of this deep dive, it's clear that this English lesson on cleaning the house has actually given us so much more than just vocabulary.
It's been a real eye-opener.
We've explored the connection between our physical environment and our mental well-being, the nuances of how we communicate about household tasks, and the practical strategies for keeping our homes clean and organized and safe.
It's all interconnected.
Exactly. And it just goes to show that even the most everyday activities can offer valuable insights into how we live and interact with the world around us.
It's all about paying attention to the details.
So here's a final thought for you to consider as you go about your day.
Okay.
Thinking about everything we've discussed today, how might a more mindful and intentional approach to your daily tidying habits impact not just the cleanliness of your space, but also your overall sense of well-being and even your productivity?
It's something to ponder.
It's about finding that balance between the practicalities of cleaning and the broader impact it can have on our lives.
I like that a lot.
Thanks for taking this deep dive with us.
It's been a pleasure.
Until next time.
See you then.
Bye.
Bye.
And that's a wrap for today. We hope this episode helped you practice some English while talking about something we all do, cleaning.
We encourage you to use these new words and phrases the next time you're cleaning your house. And don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any of our upcoming episodes.
Thanks for listening, and we'll catch you next time on Talk English to Me.
Take care and happy cleaning.